action-packed show with Browns news for you guys today. Welcome in the Browns Report. I'm your host, Joey Donahue. And coming up, I'm going to report on Deshaun Watson. That is unbelievable. Wait till you hear this. Then we're talking Shedeur Sanders versus Deshaun Watson as a quarterback battle. Is Cleveland trending in that direction, and who would win it? Finally, updates for you on who Cleveland is interviewing for their open defensive coordinator position, which, as I said, is still open. So buckle up, grab a snack. Let's have some fun on today's show. Also, we are pushing to another milestone of 72,000 subscribers. Nice, clean, even number here. We've got 71,600 subs right now. It is totally free to hit that subscribe button. 400 people away from another milestone. You guys are the best. Browns news every single day. Appreciate you all being a part of the Dog Pound. And I am super excited to tell you guys about an awesome deal and new merch item we've got at Chat Sports here for the Browns fans. For the Browns Report, baby, it is party time. Who here ready to celebrate St. Patrick's Day need to get into the festive spirit? Maybe you don't get into the festive spirit enough. Well, you know we like to party here on the show. So we went out, made Cleveland Drinking Team shirts. Go to chatsports.com/brownsgreen. Super easy link to remember and get yourself a Cleveland St. Patrick's Day merch. It is limited edition, okay? It's only for now, folks. So rep the Dog Pound while you celebrate. I think it's a fun shirt as well. It's only $29.99. People comment on it. Think it's pretty cool. Go to chatsports.com/brownsgreen and celebrate while repping your Browns fandom. All right, so the first Deshaun Watson report we have, Mary Kay gave a percentage on what the chances are that Deshaun Watson starts week 1, folks. She says 40% chance. 40% chance for a guy the owner called a swing and miss. Ha! Those are high odds when you think about it. Mary Kay had more to say on Deshaun Watson. Check this quote out. He did get some quality reps in those 3 weeks. He was running scout team and doing some other things so they could see what his arm looked like, his agility, his footwork. From a physical ability, arm talent standpoint, he looked to some people as the most talented quarterback on the field when he was running scout team. Who were those people, Mary Kay? People that aren't on the Browns staff right now, right? This is talking about the last few weeks of the season when Watson, never got activated but started getting scout team reps. Who said that he was the best quarterback in the room? Doesn't make sense. Now, Todd Monken, our new head coach, did say, quote, this might be jarring, but he would love to tap back into Watson's Pro Bowl days, Watson's successes, his best days in the National Football League. But Monken said something nice about all of our quarterbacks, okay? He said he's also excited to work with Shedeur Sanders. He said to Sanders, we tried to draft you in Baltimore, okay? Monken, and this is what's great about him as a coach, is he's open to working with the quarterbacks that you got on your roster, and he could bring the most out of them. I think it makes more sense that he would try to bring the most out of Shedeur than a 30-year-old Deshaun Watson. And look, I made a short of Deshaun Watson the other day. I got some slack about it, all right, because I said if he's really good, I would support him playing. But if you watch the end of the video, I said I don't think he's going to be good. And I think we are clinging to a dream that doesn't exist. It's almost as if Watson is like a toxic ex-girlfriend. You've been with her, didn't work, toxic for a reason, and now you're sat here thinking, well, maybe it would work out this time. Maybe she's changed. Maybe we could be something. He's going to be terrible. Okay, it was terrible last time. It's not going to work this time. We're kidding ourselves. It's still Deshaun Watson, this time coming off an injury. It's not going to work. It didn't work. Enough of the narrative that would be shocking if he's the day one starter. And seriously, as if Watson will magically go back to his prime Pro Bowl form, which he hasn't been good since 2020, by the way. If you're keeping track, we're getting old. 2020 was 6 years ago. And after 2 Achilles tears and turning 30, he's going to be a Pro Bowler again? It's not logical. Give it up. We missed. We traded 3 first-round picks for Watson. You swung and missed. It's over. You're kidding yourself. See what you got in Shedeur. If it's nothing, draft a quarterback. Otherwise, best case scenario, turns out he is the franchise guy everybody said he could be. Boom! Problem solved. But Watson's not your solution. Do not have short-term memory loss here. The 3 years that we saw Deshaun Watson take the field for the Cleveland Browns looked like this. Everybody wants to talk about QBR. You want to bring up QBR. It was 21 the last time he saw the field. He was the worst quarterback in the league in 2024. And yeah, you can look at some of the touchdown interception ratios. They're not bright. They're not great. And you want to talk about holding on to the ball too long, too. I mean, you guys watched the years. It was not good. It was not pretty. Don't forget what happened. And he's got a long injury history. So, Browns fans, drop your take in the comment section. Should Deshaun Watson start week 1? Really? Should he? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Mary Kay thinks there's actually a possibility this happens, a stronger possibility than maybe we had foreseen. You give me your opinion in that comment section. I think it's been there, done that. I don't know why all of a sudden after Achilles tear he would be a Pro Bowler again. I don't know. But you tell me. I'm open to all takes here, and I want to do what's best for the team. I don't think this is what's best for the team. You want to compare Deshaun Watson to Shedeur Sanders. By the way, Deshaun Watson has never had as many passing yards as Shedeur. All right? And they both played 6 games, 7 games. Like, Shedeur more touchdowns. Obviously, more interceptions for Shedeur as well. But you want to talk about mobility? Monken likes the scrambling quarterback. Shedeur's got more rushing yards than Watson. I mean, why turn back to the 30-year-old who, quite frankly, didn't even look as good as Shedeur? Or you can't really say he was that much better if you think he looked better. It was awful. At least we saw good from Shedeur Sanders. At least, okay, something I could work with if he wasn't in the worst situation ever. And again, I'm not putting everything on the line saying absolutely Shedeur is the franchise guy. No, he has to win the quarterback battle, but I believe in him to do that. I think he wins this quarterback battle. If it's him, Watson, and Gabriel, shouldn't be a contest. Shouldn't be a contest. Of all the quarterbacks on this roster, Shedeur should win. That's my pick. That's my vote. Would love for it to happen. I would love for him to show it. But remember, he's going to have to leave no doubt about it because it's officially putting Watson to bed here. You know, if there's a tie, if they tie the quarterback battle, right, well, wouldn't they lean Watson because it's like, all right, Shedeur's here for 3 years no matter what. Watson's only got a year left. You know, you got to leave no doubt in the Browns' mind here that Shedeur's the guy. So consider that. But I believe in him to be able to do it. This is a competition where he's motivated, and there should be no reason he doesn't win this. It's not a lot of good competition. And to my point, he showed ups and downs last year. Okay. I saw lots of deep completions, more excitement this year when Shedeur was out there than anybody else on the Browns roster. Also, some head-scratching plays, though. You know, interceptions thrown across his body. He is a rookie. Well, he was. Makes sense. And factor in the Browns situation. Just do it for a second here. Worst offensive line in the league when Shedeur was out there. You can't tell me that's not a factor. Like, actually, though, you can't tell me that's not a factor. You're seeing quarterbacks that are franchise guys right now, like C.J. Stroud, fall apart. People are out on Stroud because of how bad his playoff game was. But guess what? Texans are going to start him. Herbert never won a playoff game. Never. But we just assume Justin Herbert's a franchise quarterback. Drake May, eaten alive in the Super Bowl because his offensive line failed him. O-line is one of the most important things in this league. You stick with the quarterback if you believe in him. 7 starts, not enough to tell me you're in or out on Shedeur. Bad coaching. Let's not ignore that. Let's not pretend like that wasn't the case. Not only did Stefanski not want to start Shedeur, but his game plans were terrible, conservative, not maximizing his abilities. I think Monken could bring out the most of Shedeur Sanders. No run game in Sanders starts either. Fact. He led the Browns in rushing in most of his starts. And bad special teams. We all watched the ball games. We all watched the big returns being given up. We all watched Bubba Ventrone, who is finally not here anymore. That was the Browns situation. It was terrible. And maybe that's why everybody looks bad the past couple years under center for the Browns. But at least Shedeur showed, okay, there'll be moments. And he won more games than any other quarterback on the roster this year. So if you had to pick between Watson and Shedeur to be the starter, what say you? Type DW if you're going with Watson. Type SS if you're starting Shedeur Sanders out of these two. If this is the quarterback battle, if this is what it comes down to, who should get it? You let me know in that comment section who you think should get the nod. All right, I promised we talk about a DC interview update for you guys, and we got one. The Browns officially requested to interview Texans defensive pass game coordinator Cory Undlin for the DC opening. Undlin overlapped with Todd Monken when he was on the Jaguar staff, was also the DB coach in Philadelphia when Jim Schwartz was the DC in Philly. By the way, Philly won a Super Bowl with Jim Schwartz as the DC. Some more about Undlin. For all the talk about continuity, he's one external candidate with intimate knowledge of Schwartz's scheme. He could also bring some perspective working with top defenses in Houston and San Francisco. Undlin has 1 year of NFL experience as a DC with the Lions in 2020. Longtime DB coach, also coached DBs for the 2013 Broncos that reached the Super Bowl, folks. And he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, is Cory Undlin. When you think about that, you factor it in as an external candidate that knows Schwartz's system. It's a great idea. He's worked with Monken before. As far as external candidates go, I think Cory Undlin is one that I'm very warmed up to right now if Cleveland does decide to go in that direction. Remember, they are also interviewing 2 internal candidates in Ephraim Banda and Jason Tarver, and a couple other external ones. Like, they are casting a wide search, believe it or not. It's not just a simple promote from within. They are doing their research. They are doing their due diligence. And I'm going to have all the updates for you guys on who the Browns interview for the DC slot. It's an important position. And who they end up hiring. I'm going to make a video right away when that happens. So don't miss out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this edition of the show. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue, and I'll have you covered with more Browns news every single day. Appreciate you guys. See you soon.